relaxing. Welcome back. I got my good sis in the building, and we're about to have a sister talk.
For sure.
I am Tara Chantel. Please introduce yourself.
I'm Tasia on IG. I am Tasia, EYEAMTAJHA. Follow your girl.
I'm Helena on Instagram. I am still a rose, _still_a_rose.
Yes, and please just let us know everything that y'all do, because y'all are queens, y'all are business women making it happen. So just drop it.
So I am in marketing, in graphic design. If you need anything from establishing your LLC to building your website, business cards, logos, holla at your girl. I will get you right.
You been the plug.
I will get you together. Trust and believe.
I am doing organic skincare. So if you have any issues with acne, hyperpigmentation, overactive oil production, rosacea,
talk to him.
Yes.
uneven skin tone, dark marks, scarring, you just want something that's going to relax you and make you feel good.
And she does, hold up now, let me talk on her, because she do more than what she's holding out. She's being real humble right now. She does yoni steam, she does body scrubs. Homegirl got some teas. Like, come on now, she does it all.
Body Varsity.
Holistic.
Body Varsity on Instagram, Body Varsity LLC, because we are registered with the state of Georgia. I'm in a legit business and company.
Yes.
My customer service, I just want to point that out since we're not being humble anymore.
Yes, please drop it.
Unparalleled. Period.
Please drop it on us. And sis, your skin is flawless. Let it glow on us. You know your skin is already flawless, but you actually in that field. How do you maintain your skin to be popping like this?
I use my own skincare, for one, because you can't give nobody a product that you're not using. People want you gotta have receipts. You gotta have receipts that you're using it. And for two, self-care is not only skincare, people. You have to find some stuff about you that makes you that you like, that keeps you happy on the inside as well, and that reflects on the outside. We take care of yourself.
Yes, and that's gonna be that internal glow.
Yes.
You feel
yes.
me? You gonna see that and feel that before you even walk in the room. Man, I'm just so thankful and honored that you guys are with me today. We about to talk that talk with y'all, and we got a topic right now that is trending. Hey, what y'all think that is right now?
Did someone say? What?
What they say? What they say on us?
Entanglement?
Man! And I feel like entanglement is such a great word to describe today's generation of relationships.
Yes.
What do you think your definition of entanglement is, Tasia?
The way I interpret it is like, if you find yourself in an entanglement, you are not spiritually aligned. You are entangled with someone who is not spiritually aligned. So you guys have forced this connection, and it's either toxic or it's just unproductive. It's just lacking in something, and y'all are still engaging with each other, and now y'all sitting here entangled because y'all either developed emotional or sexual feelings, but y'all have nothing else to offer each other.
Nothing else but a sexual pleasure. What about you? What's your definition of entanglement?
I think she hit majority of it.
You hit it.
That was really good. But like, just to add on to what she said, like, it's not a purposeful connection. Like, it's not really serving either. It's not serving nobody. It's not serving y'all together. Cause like, when you think about it, if it's just the sex that's keeping y'all, you can go have good sex with anybody, for being honest. If you unattached to this sex, you don't really have to stick with that person. It's something else that's drawing you in, that's keeping you in the entanglement, and it's usually emotional. And once you fall into that emotional entanglement, when you really not receiving nothing else, like, you pretty much, you're pouring from a full cup out, and you ain't even pouring to each other. You're pouring it out.
On the ground. Wasting.
On the ground.
Wasting.
On the ground. And I like to name that as a soul tie. I feel like a soul tie is so in depth, and that can push us back from how we're supposed to accomplish our goals and achieve our destiny, because we get so entangled, wrapped into what we thought is meant for us, but it's really in lust.
Yes.
It is.
People confuse lust with love.
Yes. Or that temporary satisfaction with something that's actually long lasting.
Yes. Hey, when the flesh gets weary, we go towards that lust. And then we feel like that's going to complete us or stimulate some part of us.
And it just all boils down to like finding that wholeness within yourself, finding that center and that balance within yourself, what you're doing in your own life, your own passions and skill set. Because when you're lacking with self, you're looking to fill a void. And I feel like that's when you get into these entanglements, when you're searching for something that you are lacking within. And you will accept anything from anyone, and you'll just be disappointed in the long run.
Yes. It ends up just setting you back.
Yes,
you're
absolutely.
going backwards, just putting yourself on pause, settling for less, because you are just entertaining a distraction.
Simply put, a distraction.
Hey, can y'all just name some experience y'all have dealt with a distraction? Like, so we can just learn from it. I know in high school, I was playing wifey, sis. I thought I was going to get a rock playing wifey, buying, like literally just trying to buy love from a man. Trying to show that I am worthy, trying to show that I am a wife. And I ended up getting cheated on the whole entire relationship and embarrassed. And that's just an entanglement right there. That's
an entanglement.
Mess. Embarrassing my own self, losing myself in the process, realizing like how much I crave this person, putting my all into someone and not getting anything in return. And you know, that was a hard pill to swallow. And I'm glad I learned that early on, because now I know my worth. And never again.
Yes. Your standards are not dropping for anyone.
Never again.
Meet me up here, baby.
But I know other women run into that as well, playing house, trying to please a man, trying to show him that you are wifey, that you are worthy, you gotta have sex, gotta cook and clean just to make him fall in love with you. And I don't feel like you gotta do all that in order for someone to love you.
So I've been married.
Wow, married, wifey.
I've actually been married, and the rose color painted picture that people paint for you going into that experience raise your expectations up so high, like almost fairy tale like-ish. That when you get into it and you don't know anything, like people actually have not sat down and talked to you about what it means to actually be married. Oh man, it is a whole. Can we cut some here?
Yeah,
it's a whole shit show.
Yeah, the best way to describe it.
So I was married for 4 years, and majority of that time, like touching back onto like now coming out of that, you know your worth. It takes sometimes it takes that experience, but actually being in it and being married, like you do all those things. Like even before you get there, once you actually get there, you still do all those things, thinking you're doing it for the right person, thinking it's gonna be reciprocated, thinking you're gonna get everything you need back out of doing the stuff that you feel like, oh, well, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is the guide that the world has said that this is how I'm supposed to go and go about being a woman in a marriage.
But the
to
world
a man.
has said,
yeah, societal factors saying that this is what you're supposed to be doing. When that does not stop a man from cheating or
doing him,
not coming home, possibly having kids outside of your relationship or something. Like, it does not stop all those things. You will never be enough for a person who is not ready for you.
And that goes both ways, because we know it's some kings out there who be putting in the effort, just like the queens do, and y'all don't be getting it back. So that definitely goes both ways. But I feel like when you speak on those, like what you're expecting, I don't like for people to have like expectations. I mean, because I feel like you're painting this picture of like who you want me to be rather than who I am. So it's like, I feel like that can also be kind of tricky there too. But I feel like all relationships are a little. It's a little.
Yes, it's
a little rocky.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
I'm choosing to do this life with you. I'm sacrificing my own well-being, my own wants to compromise yours. And that takes a lot, because now we live in a societal era where it's like, I want it my way or the highway.
Yes,
if I don't get what I want,
You're
then
toxic.
I'm gonna give up.
Toxic.
You're toxic. You don't suit me.
Yes.
I'm not gonna try.
Yes. So how did you maintain your marriage? Because you have to really work. Marriage is work, and how you said it's like fairy tale for some women. They feel like, oh, they just think about the wedding, not the marriage.
So I didn't even have a big wedding. We did Courthouse. So a lot of the stuff that I thought meant that we should get married did not come out until afterwards. It's too late to get it or not. Yeah. But it came out afterwards that you were doing all these things that, because I came in so trusting, thinking that I'm still like that, but now it's more like, I know this can happen. Going into something thinking that you won't do this, because we're married. Husbands don't do stuff like that to their wives, and I'm not going to go out and do anything because wives don't do that to their husbands. So like, when I said expectations, I just meant like, when y'all come together, well, a lot of people think when you come together and get married, that solves problems that were there before you got married. Guys, that is not true. You are setting yourself up for
right. That was a gem right there.
Because he married you, that he will change things that were not corrected and fixed before you accepted the title of Mrs. whatever his last name is. It does not change anything. I did not find out about stuff till after, but since I thought that I didn't believe in divorce at first.
You said at first?
I didn't. I was so against it. That's why I tried for 4 years to make it work and to fix everything. Because I'm like, once you get married, that's God. We took vows.
Yeah.
We in this for life. So, but once stuff starts rolling and the snowball gets bigger and bigger and bigger, it's like, you start to lose yourself. And once you start to lose yourself, you are on a slippery slope of accepting. Y'all meet people that be like, oh, how long have you been married? Oh, we've been married for 30, 40, 50, 60 years. I did not see myself being married to somebody who was doing all these things counterproductive to us being happy together. Me wanting to have children changed from situations and stuff. Us being married for 45 years and I've only liked you for 5 of them.
Wow, right.
And and that's always the thing that I've never want to get caught up in. Like, I don't want to be the woman who stays through all of the ill treatment and all of the trauma just to say that, okay, I stayed through 10 years of his bullshit and I finally got a ring 12 years later and I'm still miserable. Like,
really, that's what
are you gaining?
And at that point, you're not yourself anymore.
You're not. You're a pawn. You are a pawn.
Yes, and the fact that people try to honor being a ride or die. So you mean to tell me you about to die for this dude?
I'm not. I am not. I'm not even sorry.
And lose yourself in the process in order. Why do you think like some women stay in that though? Like having just 2 years of good marriage and 40 years of complete misery.
I think that can go a lot of ways. And I think that can be a very sensitive subject because it's so easy to say, oh, she's just stupid and she's just blind and ignorant. But what it really comes down to is like, people know when someone is victimizing someone else, they know exactly what they're doing. So it'll be like, because I personally found myself in an entanglement where it was like, because I was so I'm naturally a loving, outgoing, I want to help and connect with people. That's just naturally who I am. So when people see that in you, it's like, you see the goodness in them. Meanwhile, they see the goodness in you and they're like, oh, how can I take advantage of that? How can I manipulate that to work for me? So I feel like when you have those situations where you're with someone and it's all like roses and rainbows and then all of a sudden it turns left, being someone who's been there, it's almost like you're fighting to get back to that person that you thought they were, but meanwhile all of that was a lie. So then you have to go through this process of first of all, identifying who you are, re-identifying with yourself, and then breaking down the emotional attachments that you've built with this person off of the idea that they sold you rather than who they truly are as a person. Yes. So it's so easy to say, oh, you're just dumb and ignorant, where it does get to a point where you recognize these things and, okay, you choose to say, okay, now you're being dumb. But in the main gist of it, it's not as simple as just like, oh, you know better, so do better. It's like you really have to take the time to go through that process and detach yourself completely, because you can, like you said, you're giving so much, you're willing to compromise so much for someone, and then all of a sudden it's not that anymore. So it's like, woo.
And then, right, we got to take the blinders off and realize what it is. It be signs right in front of our face.
That's undeniable.
Yes.
That's undeniable.
And we just, as women, we be so loving. We be wanting to give people the benefit of the doubt. You know, try to believe their word and try to just want the better for them. But then a lot of times they don't want the better for themselves.
Nope.
And that's when they haven't took the time to heal. Mm-hmm. So now they trying to break you down, and now we gonna end up in a broken distress.
Yes.
Or in
a
broken
hot mess. A hot mess.
A hot entanglement.
For those of y'all, to catch on to what she just said, you want to give people the benefit of the doubt. Potential is benefit of the doubt. Seeing the potential for that person is giving them the benefit of the doubt, because you do not know if they are going to ever reach it. If you don't see them taking steps towards it, you're giving them the benefit.
And that, on that subject, when you see this potential in someone, you don't always got to act on it. Okay, let them develop into that potential, because, and I'm not judging, because I've personally been that person where it's like, oh, I see the greatness in you. Let me help you build yourself to that person that I know you are just so, you can be this great person. But it's just like, okay, hold up. Let's take a step back here. How about you get to being that person and we will meet in the middle, rather than me overextending myself and coming all the way over there and bringing you back with me. We'll wait. If we don't meet in the middle, I guess it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, I always say I'll meet you at the top.
Yes.
That's a great place to meet.
Let's meet at the top.
When we're established.
Let me get my stuff together in order. You get yourself together in order. But as women, we speak life in our men. We speak life into people. We are so supporting in one's dream. And how you said, we see their potential, but they don't even see themselves. They don't see the greatness in themselves.
Nope.
So how can we hold on to someone who doesn't even believe in themselves? That takes a lot of energy out of us. Yeah, that can take so much energy out of a person when they're not even trying to better themselves.
And then it's like you almost become an enabler, because they're slacking and they're lacking in these areas and you're overcompensating. So it's like, okay, well, let me just sit back, kick my feet up, because she's going to handle everything for me. So, hey, I got it pretty plush over here, baby.
No, that's how a lot of these men feel when women constantly take them back for cheating or being disrespected. They want a woman that is strong-minded. They don't want a weak woman that lets him do what he wants to do. You have to stand your ground, ladies. You have to know yourself before you get involved with any relationship, because that's when he's really going to fall in love with you, when you hold him accountable. You can't let nobody just walk all over you and let him do willy-nilly. Yes. And how you said, enabling this behavior.
And in that token, on that subject though, if you are in a situation where someone is like cheating on you or mistreating you, or when that initially happens, that says more about that individual than it says about yourself. And that is when the blame for the relationship, because a lot of people don't want to be the reason the relationship failed. Like they know that it's toxic, but they don't want to be the reason that this didn't work out, because you pour so much of yourself into this. You want something fruitful, you do. But it's just like when someone is treating you poorly and you accept it, you are then the same problem that they are. Like, you have accepted this behavior. You are contributing to these results. And now, 1 year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, hopefully it doesn't take that long. But whenever you realize, whenever you realize it's not the situation from you, you have to take the accountability to understand, like, dang, I accepted this, and therefore I contributed to it, and this is where we are now.
Yeah. Tasia, how you said, a lot of times women, we hold on to the years, like, I invested 10 years though, so I might as well just stick it out. You know, what do you think about that? Like, what if when people feel like I should just stick it out since I invested this long?
So I can say this from my own personal experience, because I would never say something to someone that I can't really support. But it's just like, in the times, whether it was a platonic or intimate relationship, when I realized something was toxic and I stayed, it just continued to go downhill. But then when you have that liberating moment where you're like, you know what, I'll pick myself up by my bootstraps if I have to, and I'll do this, whatever I have to do on my own without giving pity to this situation, holding on to it. It's like, I don't know, it's like you open up your blinds and it's a whole new sun in the sky. Like, it's crazy. And you start falling into these places of alignment, and you start experiencing these opportunities that are just meant for your growth. And it's just like, you have to be dedicated to yourself. Like, at the end of the day, and if anyone tells you that you're wrong for being dedicated to yourself and helping yourself develop and grow, they are not for you. We are not for everyone, okay? We are not.
They don't want to see you win.
They don't.
They don't want to see your growth elevating. That's why they're trying to hold you back, and they want you to feel some type of pity or want you to feel bad for putting yourself first. Have you ever felt that way? Like, has anyone ever tried to make you feel bad for putting yourself first?
You know what? Even just not even romantically wise, it could be platonic relationships or family and stuff too. People will look at you crazy when you be like, no, I don't participate in that no more, or I'm working on myself, or I don't go to places like that anymore, or we can't hang out anymore because your path does not align with mine. I'm not throwing you away. You do not have to throw people away, but they are not on the same path as you. Sometimes they can't come with you.
Ooh.
Distant.
And I challenge people to, like, going off of what Tasia said, I challenge people to, before you go out and you get into another entanglement, or you date, or you do something, start going out by yourself. Start hanging out by yourself. Go to the movies alone. Go out to eat by yourself without having to constantly be on your phone the whole time or something. Enjoy moments where you learn how to do stuff by yourself, because you are the company that you keep. And if you can keep your company by yourself, you will start looking at who you hang out more a lot differently. Like, you don't represent me. We don't represent each other. We can't continue.
There's nothing for us here.
Do not let people make you feel wrong for bettering yourself. Like,
yes. See, I feel like solitaire, like being in solitude, you can get so much done. Get closer to your alignment and enlightenment and knowledge of self. And with that whole process of how you said dating yourself, take yourself out to eat, a lot of people never take the time to even get to know themselves because society makes it wrong as a woman or anybody, a man, to be alone, to be single.
You're weird. You don't want anybody.
What's wrong? And then the first question when you say you're single, what's wrong with you? What? I can tell you a million things that's right about me before I tell you one thing that's wrong. Like, what do you mean?
Why do we always need to be up in somebody or be in somebody's bed in this journey?
Yes.
I got like a prime example. A lot of times, a lot of people's purpose is not a relationship.
No.
But we feel like that's what society's pressure.
Yes.
And that ends up taking us away from our true destiny.
Yes. Everyone you meet is not a forever person. Everyone you meet is not meant to see the finish line with you. And it's like, I feel like placing that pressure on it, because when you, and I'm guilty of this too, like I said, everything that I talk about, I've been there, done that. So it's like, when you put yourself in positions and you meet a man or you meet a woman or you meet someone that's like whatever you are interested in, and you're like, oh, let me see how I can pursue a relationship with them. And it takes away from getting to know them as a person. What are they interested in? What business-wise, you miss out on so many business opportunities by having sex with someone.
Yes.
Like, you just completely clouded the vision by having sex.
Ooh,
and now y'all can't even focus on the business.
Let's talk about that, Tasia, because sex is a powerful thing.
It very.
And that can really manipulate a lot of situations. That can really take us off course. I like to call it, a lot of women, we get dickmatized out here. And a lot of men can get pussymatized, whatever the term for them. But I feel like people do some strange things for just that pleasure.
Yes.
Just that lust, just that connection, just that body to body fill up on each other. What have you noticed of just the power of sex, just the effects of being sexually active with the wrong person that's not your forever?
With the wrong person, I can say it just throws you off track. Like, you'll have sex with someone who you might have been drunk or something. You know damn well y'all shouldn't have been having sex when you're sober.
Yeah.
And then you'll spend your day like either regretful of the experience or just, oh, I wonder what they're doing, or I wonder how many people they're talking to, when it's like, honey, that ain't got nothing to do with you. Okay, see, this is why you shouldn't have been having sex with them in the first place, because you're worried about the wrong thing.
See, yeah, I know I be like, if I have sex with someone, I know I get attached instantly.
Super fast.
Oh, you my husband. Because, I can't do it. I can't do it and not think that way.
Yes. You get to having, and then that's when expectations come in. And I feel like that's why before having sex, because some people have the ability or the emotional numbness to have sex and not think anything of it.
That word, emotional numbness.
Yes.
How do you get there?
Yes.
So as a person that's experienced some emotional numbness.
What?
Because, you know what? I'll say this. It's like 50-50. If you, like, okay, so I'm going to say I've had encounters where it does not mean anything. I know that it does not mean anything. I have no intentions of it ever meaning anything. You are essentially, I don't want to say meat, but you are essentially you are a body.
You can really
you are an experience.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. You are an experience that even though I don't want you in any other way, I'm still looking to have that experience.
Yeah.
And after that, it's just kind of like, maybe we'll do it again. And see you on down the road.
Right.
When you do things like that, because I am coming into a journey where I'm learning to step away from that, because you get comfortable and get used to doing things, and that takes you away from knowing how to date properly.
Yes.
To knowing how to use sex properly.
Yes.
To knowing how to respect yourself properly. So like when you do take that route and you're in that, like, it's not to say like you're less of a person and you're not, not worthy of love or doing this, but people will make you sometimes feel like that. But it makes it hard for when you try to do the right thing and you've been running off of lust so long. You can confuse it sometimes, or you keep attracting that because that is still a fire that's burning in you when you're trying to go to the different path of just moving in love or moving in situations that don't revolve around sex.
Yeah.
People you do stuff and you be like, I feel like God testing me right now.
Yes.
It's one of those things. So when you move just in the spirit of lust, like, it's fun, but it's not fulfilling.
Ooh,
major difference.
Fun. And I feel like as women, we have a fun stage, aka the whole stage. But I would love to hit on what defines a woman as a hub.
I feel like that is very subjective, and I feel like that is the whole stage thing. It's very demeaning, and I'm not saying, and people will hear this like, oh, you must have had a whole stage. You was out here being a hoe. Like, no. It's just like,
We be having fun.
that's what I'm saying. Like, if you have sex, why can't I have sex? Like, we all go through that discovery stage. Rather than being a whole stage, it's a discovery stage, because you come from adolescence and you get your first sense of sex, and then it's just like, what the fuck is this? So you just explore a little bit, you know what I'm saying? You just do a little exploration.
Dip and dabble.
That's, a little razzle dazzle, and then you learn what you like and what you don't like, and then you're done with it. So now like, next go round, I'm not accepting this, but I'll take some of that. I'm not accepting this, but a little bit of that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a discovery stage.
Yeah, I like the word choice right there. Discovery instead of whole choice, because men don't get bashed for having multiple partners. And as the dating stage, when we try to date these men, we are never the only one. They got multiple options, but as women, we feel like, oh, this might be the one, so let me eliminate
everything. You put all your eggs in one basket.
I'm a firm believer of not doing that.
Yes. I feel like we should keep the options open. Just how they have Flavor and Love, New York and Love. Like, keep the options open. Fight for my love.
You do not have to have sex with all of these people that you are dating.
You shouldn't be having sex with nobody, I believe.
Yeah. Dating is y'all getting to know each other.
Yes.
And if you're just getting to know each other and you're not having sex with any of these people, it's the best man wins.
Literally. And that's what people get confused, that they feel like dating means that you have to share your body with this person.
Ooh, I saw the video the other day, and I just want to say this. Because who was it? Megan Good's husband. I cannot remember his name.
Devon Franklin.
If you would not trust them with the password to your phone, why do you trust them with your body?
I love that. That's what I'm saying. But this generation normalized sex like we're about to give a handshake to one another.
Yes, that's fact.
And they try to talk us into having sex and making us feel bad if we don't want to give ourselves in that type of form to a man. Oh, you must not love me, or I don't know what they even say now, because I'm not even entangled with that. But they really try to talk women into having sex. And especially if you already there, and what if you change your mind, like, you know what, I thought about it, I don't want to do it. And that rejection can kill a man. And then what?
An unsafe environment too. Coercion, by the way, is you're borderline going rapey-ish.
Yeah.
Just so y'all know, you're borderline.
Because when a woman tells you, I don't want to do it, like, I'm not comfortable, and you're already in an isolated environment, and then you're just like pressing and pressing and pressing. It's to like, okay, do I have to do this to like get home? Like, is he gonna?
Mind does not mean that she originally wanted to do it. She's making sure that she is not put in a situation where she feels like you're going to take it.
But I feel like as women, though, when a man asks for my number, I just give him my number because I don't want to get hurt.
Confrontation.
But how you just said that? Like, is that the only way to get me out of this situation? Is to do this?
Yes.
Because a lot of times it's like our own black men, we can't even feel safe around them because they try to take a lot of women's innocence or try to manipulate sex as the foundation of a relationship.
And let's take this back, though, because this goes deep. Let's take this back to growing up. What kind of music were y'all listening to? How many songs when you were in 5th, 6th, 7th grade?
Ricky.
Yes, talking about grind on me, like pony, like come on. So you have this in your. It's like you said, it's in your subconscious that sex is becoming normalized. It's not a precious experience. It's not something to be postponed and kind of sacred. Yes, it's more like a come on over here, let's drink, let's ass up, face down,
what we do.
This is just the norm. And so you have to like kind of think about that, and that is a moment of growth for the individual, because you have to break the chain of thinking that sex is. It's like sex up front, everything else follows. Because from my personal experiences, if I have sex prematurely with someone, first of all, I know that I shouldn't have done it. And then second of all, it's like, I got the most of you already. What interest do I have to really learn? Now, there's some situations where you will want to learn more about someone, but it's like, we had sex, like, what else now?
But that's how a lot of men think too. And they like, well, I got the best thing out of you. I don't need nothing else.
Before I even had to learn anything about you. Yes.
You really have to set yourself apart by not busting it open to actually have him wanting to get to know
Yes.
you emotionally, spiritually, and and not just physically, but I feel like we jump into physically instead of skipping mentally, emotionally, and spiritually.
And then that's the same thing with men though, because I have been in situations where it's like I wasn't trying to sexually press a man. Like, I'm really trying to figure out what your mind space is. Like, how are you internally? And they feel like they just have to throw dick at me, and it's just like, hold up now. Like, we don't have to take it there. Like, I value you more than your penis. Like, okay, relax.
How you said, like, just looking at you as a body.
Yes.
I see you more than that. I see you as a king. But going back to, a lot of times the men don't even see themselves as a king. They see themselves as the N-word. They see themselves as a nigga. They don't even see themselves at a higher level, a thought leader, as a king. They see themselves as a scum, lower beneath the ground. And it's honestly sad, because a lot of times a lot of men don't even take the time to do the self-love.
That's true.
That's why I want to hit on that, because if you notice, the men that haven't done the work, the self-development, they are insecure, they are jealous, they are
controlling,
narcissistic. What do you?
The list goes on.
What do you think, like, the first step for men, in order for them to be more fulfilled, in order for them to be on this journey of enlightenment, is getting to know themselves first? Like, what is the first step to encourage these brothers?
So this is a conversation that I have often with men, because I'll be so fast to tell you, like, you are not on your path to enlightenment. Like, you are not doing what you need to do to heal. And I feel like something that's big for men is suppressed emotions. The ability to simply just feel. Like, you have to normalize going through your emotions, not in a way that you're just completely consumed by them, but it's okay to feel hurt. It's okay to feel, embarrassed or regret about something, but you have to acknowledge that you feel these things. That way you can work through them. Because I feel like men are just like, and in the society that we are in, it's understandable how they could have developed to be this way, but it's not right. So it's like, you have to really be willing to address the situations that you've been through, how they make you feel, and take the time to do the self-work without a woman. Do the self-work without a woman, and then go from there.
Yes, because I run into a lot of men don't want to be alone out here. They don't know how to be alone without a woman in their ear, in their bed, by them side.
What's his name again? Devon Frank?
Yes.
Because I watched the whole little video.
Oh, he's amazing.
I watched the whole little video on it. And it was more of a men's talk. It was him and another man, but going back to, like, putting sex first, or like this generation, some of our generation, because it ain't just the ones underneath us that are falling into the frenzy of just sex. Everything else will fall in line.
Yes.
He was like, I challenge men to sit back and look like, why do you feel like you need all of these women around, all these multiple women around you? Why do you feel like you need to have sex before you get to know the person? I challenge you to try to look at her as a person before you just look at her as a body or as an object or just something, a placeholder, something to do to stop you from thinking about where you're at in life. Because what did he say? He said success is not like out here in the world. Success is how you feel about the person that you look at in the mirror.
Yes,
like,
internally.
If you don't feel, when you look in the mirror, if like, okay, so you will have negative thoughts. So, like, we're not gonna act like everybody don't have negative thoughts, but if you don't have the tools to counteract those negative thoughts, to fuel yourself and feed yourself, and you constantly need it from somebody else, you have a problem. Something is wrong. Something is wrong.
And
You
that
should
was
be self-sustainable enough to fuel yourself and be like, I'm lit.
And you become damaging that way when you are not whole or on your journey to healing and acknowledging this, and you still choose to put yourself in situations with other people. You could find, and men will say this all the time, like, oh, the girl that got away, because they find this amazing woman who has so much to offer them, who they know has the ability to just really build them up. and they are not willing to admit that they're not in the place in life to accept that treatment and accept that love. They rather take what they can get than just be like, you know what? I'm not in the place to accept this, and all I'm going to do is damage you, because that's all you're going to do. You're going to confuse and damage and just put this woman through turmoil.
Play with my psyche out here.
Because you're not ready and you're not on your journey to healing.
Yes, and now it's damaging two people in order to get this standard, get this relationship in depth. But that's how you just hit it on the head. Like, it's really going to damage us, because as a man, we want you to lead us.
Yes.
Like, we will submit to the right
to the
king.
right one.
Yes. To the right king. But the blind leading the blind out here.
Can't do it.
We're going to be lost in distress.
Yes.
Because I'm putting all my hopes, all my wishes, all my words of encouragement into this man, but he is not fully equipped yet. And how you stated earlier, you will just be enabling this behavior if you let this go on.
Yes.
You gotta cut it in the butt and let this person grow on their own, and it's gonna be hard to let go.
And that's why it's so essential to kind of discipline yourself not to have sex immediately. Because you need to, it's like the worst thing is giving yourself to someone sexually and then only afterwards, finding out like, oh my God, this person is so far from the individual I picture them to be. They have, like, we can't even move any further. Like, we can't even, now we can't be friends because we already crossed that line into sex. And then I find out that you're not who I envisioned you to be. Yes.
How you stated earlier, people be selling dreams out here. You gotta be about that action.
Yes,
don't
action,
just talk
100%.
That talk. You gotta show me what you working with, and then we can be able to believe it. But a lot of times we go off of what they say to us. Oh,
it's
you
just
the
a
only
script.
one.
It's a script.
Oh, you my girlfriend. What the heck is the perks of being a girlfriend? I gotta know.
Does anyone have that answer?
You in the audience.
You over there? Huh?
What is the perks of doing that?
Yes.
Girl,
I don't got the answer. I don't got the answer.
I will say too, like she said, we will follow a man that knows how to lead. Submission is not accepting everything and anything. The ride or die is not. That is not submission. That is y'all are in an entanglement.
Yeah.
And either they're emotionally stuck, psychologically stuck, physically stuck, or scared that they won't find anybody else. Because that is a real thing too. Why everybody's out here just having sex and in relationships where we together. We've been together 10 years, but y'all both unhappy. Y'all are scared to step back out. Y'all are comfortable. Do not get comfortability. Girl. Curiosity was not what killed the cat. It was comfortability.
Ooh,
it was comfortability.
But how you said getting stuck, it's a tough, challenging place to be in and to feel in. But I want to go back to what you said, the discipline of not having sex early. How do we gain the self-discipline?
So for me, because this was something, and I have grown up around a lot of men in my life, so I carried very playerish ways. And for me, it was like, my first step was stop putting yourself in the situation for sex to even be possible. If you want to meet up with me, I'm not coming to your house. You're not coming to mine. We're going to a very public place. I'm leaving by the time the sun hits. And I'm gone. Like, I'm out of here. So you have to really, because
requirements, boundaries.
Yes, if you cannot discipline yourself to be within someone's sacred space within their home and not take off your clothes, which I was there, because you will find a fine chocolate man. You like bodyscaping, but you gotta just pull yourself away from that. And it's like, I'm not putting myself in any situation. Now it's like, I will tell someone up front, like, we're not hanging out in my house. So if you don't have the ability to plan an outing, I'm not the one for you.
Yes.
That's where I'm at now.
And I'm at that place, like, we can do things for free. I don't want you
to you don't have to spend your money. Yes.
Let's go to a park, sit on a
go
bench
trailing.
I can get to know your mind.
Yes.
Mentally. If you can't even hold a conversation, if you can't stimulate my mind, we have nothing to offer each other.
Yes. And then that's another thing, because when you do allow, like, it's, and then in this in this society, in the culture, the way it is now, it's like men have to do so much financially. You expect a woman will expect so much from a man financially, but then you wonder why this man is expecting so much from you, because like he's giving all of his resources to you, honey. He needs something in return. Like he needs something in return. You can never think that someone is about to be out here doing the most for you, and you're not about to do nothing.
You ain't about to bust it up.
Come on now, let's be realistic.
Yes, that's why I be like, sir, I don't want nothing, because I really feel that way. I feel like you're gonna want something out of me. You're gonna want my body in some type of way. If you just giving me all your money, giving me all your resources, let's not even do that. Especially in the getting to know you stage. Yes. You don't even know me.
Yes.
I don't even know if you are temporary or forever. Like, let's figure that out before we jump into that financial stability and you feel like I owe you something.
Obligation.
Yes. I don't want to be involved with that.
Bad juju.
Yes, a lot of men, I say, I'll take you out. Sir, I know how to cook. So if you want to get to know me, we can create.
Yes.
That's the best way to do things with me. We can create, or you can just have a stimulation conversation with me. But other than that, I don't even go out.
I'm saying I be at the house. We be chilling, especially having a son. Like, I don't got time for the nonsense.
Yeah, it's different levels to it now at that point. And how we was just talking about entanglement. That is literally the trending topic right now, is entanglement, because we all entered in it. We all entertained it. We all were involved in it. What is a healthy relationship?
What is unhealthy?
What is a healthy relationship?
A healthy relationship. See how my mind just went to unhealthy? I can tell you all about an unhealthy relationship.
Literally, because we know to a T what an unhealthy one is.
Yes.
But I want to know, what does a healthy relationship look like?
I feel like, and I'm going to jump out here, I feel like, first of all, a healthy relationship is subjective to the individuals involved in the relationship. That is where you have to stop listening to everyone around you and really get into, and that goes back to knowing yourself, because if you don't know yourself, there's no way you're going to find a successful, healthy, mutual relationship, because you don't even know what you're looking for. You don't even know what you need to ask for from that other person. But a healthy relationship for me is space. I need space, but I need security. So like, we have to have communication. And communication is not opening your mouth and talking. Communication is effectively portraying feelings, situations, circumstances, future plans, like effectively being able to communicate that and talk on that without being outraged. That communication is so big for me. If you cannot communicate, I don't care if it's as simple as like, we have something planned and you can't make it. Tell me, because my time, honey, is valuable.
It's money.
Period. So it's like, if you don't have basic communication, there's nothing that can grow from that. If you are not whole with yourself, and I say space because I have the ability to over pour into people, and I'm fine with that. I'm comfortable with that. I've identified that as who I am. I am a giver. I'm not ashamed of being that way, but it's just like, I have times where I'm going to pour into you, and then I got to go over here and refill. You know what I'm saying? So like, I need my space, but I don't want to be questioning what is going on in that time. So it's just like, I feel like you really have to get to know yourself to really identify what a healthy relationship is for you, because it's not, my healthy relationship is not going to serve you, and it's not going to serve you.
Yes, and that's the first step of getting to know yourself before jumping into any type of entanglement in a relationship. That's how you are going to have a successful relationship. What about you?
I myself am a time person. Like, I agree with the space thing. I'm all for space, because some days you do have to recharge. You being a given person, or being a person that is like of servitude or humanitarian, or just something where like you truly just I love love.
Yes, I love love.
It does not have to be romantic. I love loving on other people. Like, I love trying to empower other people and stuff. So sometimes you do have to reset and do things like she said. Knowing yourself, you have to have ways to refuel. You cannot just depend on other people. But for me, I'm a time person. We need to be in the same vicinity. I need to spend time with you. I need to see you in your natural environment. I need to see how you move and stuff. I need to see how we interact and move around each other. I need to see that I can refuel when I'm with you. Because
that's
for
major.
Me, a lot of people dating cannot handle me being silent. It has to be like, I have to touch you. We have to. I cannot stand when it's not dead air. It's peaceful silence.
Yes.
You do not have to feel it, sir. Just let it rest, let it sit.
Let it ride.
I need to be able to sit next to you like this, and we are just
okay with
literally
silence,
enjoying each other's company.
Yeah, literally enjoying each other's company.
I can think. I can hear myself think. You can hear yourself think. We are literally just. We're doing nothing separately, but we're doing it together.
Just knowing that they're there.
That's definitely healthy.
I'm a time person, so like
that's definitely a healthy level of being in a solid relationship. I feel like I saw like an older couple being able to read their own books and newspaper alone, but still together, but still in their own individual space. And how you said though, freedom is a big thing for me.
Me too.
I need my freedom.
A caged bird can't sing.
Yes,
I'm telling you.
Yes, because we all still need to have our individuality at the end of the day, so we can be able to have that self-expression for our creative self.
Yes.
Because we all came here to do some extraordinary things. And if you have not taken the time, like you said, taking the time to just know yourself, then you're going to try to pour all your love into someone else to build them up. And then what do you get out of that if it's not forever?
And I think a lot of people confuse when you say individuality. It's like when you do get to an agreement with someone like, okay, we're both feeling each other, let's try this relationship thing out. And then you guys over consume each other. It's like you're losing the individual that you guys were attracted to. So now, because you spend all of your time with me, all of your focus is on me, you're not even the person that I like.
Yes.
Like you've completely lost yourself in this situation, and now we're just not compatible anymore.
Yes, and I feel like the reason why I'm choosing this lifestyle of self right now, because I can't be in a relationship just fully with somebody in order to have a business partner or have a social life, because that person wants all of you.
Yes.
And they feel some type of way if you are not doing everything with them. What if you do need to have business partners here? You do need to have associates here. You need to have friendships, family here. You have to divide your time, divide your love with all these people at some area of your life. You can't just consume it into one person. And that's the area I'm in.
So when you speak on that, it makes me wonder about how you feel about when people say like building with someone. Because what I've been coming to the conclusion of lately is that I am building myself, and like you said, I'll see you at the top. Like, I want you to be, you don't have to, when I say established, I don't mean millions of dollars, cars, clothes. That's not established to me, but I want you to be established within yourself before you even entertain anything that has to do with me, because I'm not slowing down for you.
Yes.
So it's like, I'm not going to feel bad if we connect and I'm doing my 1-2, you are seemingly doing your 1-2, and then you trying to do my 3. Like, it's just like, no, I'm on 1-2, you need to be on your 1-2. Like, we can come together as individuals. So how do you feel when people are like building with someone? Like, what is that interpretation to you?
Yes, when I feel like they're in one solid of core of partnership of trying to better humanity.
Okay.
They know they're common goods for the cause of being together. They know they are better together.
Okay, I see.
That's when you know yourself, you know your strengths. Now you know your partner's weaknesses, so now you can pick up the slack to where your partner is lacking. So now, okay, you are good at marketing and I am good at communication. So we know what areas we have our strengths in, so we can come together to execute better. I feel like you need a team. You need someone who matches your work ethic. You need someone who matches what you bring to the table, but you gotta bring something to the table. It's so much better than having one billionaire. How Jay-Z and Beyonce said, what's better than having one billionaire too? It's so much better to coming together. But I also realize, like, as a woman, we make men stronger. So you need to have, as men, you need to have a strong woman by your side. She not gonna hold you down behind you. No, if y'all both gotta be leaders. Period. That's what it has to be. Y'all both gotta be leaders. So you are side by side. She's not behind you. She's not in front of you. Y'all are side by side. That is building together.
Okay.
What about you? What's you?
So I feel like the confusion come in because that was a flawless explanation. Like I'm saying, that was everything that I was looking for in that answer. And I feel like the confusion comes in because people think building with someone, they confuse that with building someone.
Ooh, build a bear.
You like took out the with. Like it's no longer a mutual, we're not mutually building. It's like I'm pouring everything into you. You're going here, I'm still down here because all of my resources have gone with you. So it's like, I think that is a big thing that people need to realize is like self-awareness, just knowing yourself. And if you are overextending yourself with someone, that's not building with them. You're not building anything. You're building them up to better serve the next person is what you're doing. That's what they're going to do.
Yeah. And to add to that too, if you are, whether you're a man or a female, and you are doing something for somebody, do it because you genuinely want to do it. There should not be I'm going to help you through school, but I expect something in return. Because sometimes people don't know how to return what it is that you're giving. Like, if you're going to teach somebody how to fish instead of just giving them the fish, you need to be okay that I'm going to go fishing without you.
Yes.
It should not be, you didn't bring me this time that you went. Like, it should not be I'm only doing this for you because I expect you to do something in return.
Yes.
Like, expectations.
Right. It's so key how you said, and then making the other person feel bad for living their life, because a lot of people fall into just a clingy atmosphere of wanting the feeling of being needed and just being around because that is their life. They make somebody their life, and that's a wrong place to. You have to have your own life at the end of the day. Even if you're in a relationship, have your own identity.
Yes.
That is so key.
That is major. That is major. And I think it like, we are all so powerful. We are all so capable of just so many great things. You have your skill set, you have your skill set, and I have my skill set. And they might be completely different from each other, but we'll all get to the same level if we hold ourselves true to that. So I think being so focused on the now is where we find ourselves getting stuck in these entanglements, is because like you want that satisfaction now. You want it right now. So you're willing to say, forget everything else because I want to have these feelings right now, regardless of if they only last for a week and a half or 2 weeks. Meanwhile, you could just slow the pace a little bit. You know, love yourself. All this love that you're pouring out to everyone else, just give it to yourself. And eventually someone will just come into your life. If a relationship is really what you are wanting, after you do the self-work, someone will just appear and you'll be like, hold up. You are what I was looking for. Like, it's you.
And I realize men find it very attractive when a woman is in her bag. When she is fully in love with herself. Now, she is not going to settle for less. She has a respect for herself. So they are going to approach you as a queen, sis. They going to know how to slide in them DMs properly. They know how to come at you. When you carry yourself at a higher level of that knowledge of self. And that's where I feel like we have to get to as a society in order to have functional and healthy relationships.
Yes, absolutely.
Is that self-love, is that self-awareness.
And it's okay to have the desire to be with someone and just be okay with being friends. Like let's be friends because we want to support each other, but we're not ready to cross that boundary. You know what I'm saying? So let's just be supportive friends and get to know each other. And then if it so happens that we're meant to be more, let's be more, but at least we have friendship. And I think that's something that that in this generation just completely skipped over. It's like either from day one, either you're about to be my friend or you're about to be my husband. What are you about to be? Like, dang, can we slow down?
And that's what I feel like. At the end of the day, like at this stage that we're in, a lot of times nobody fully wants to commit, especially men right now. So you're trying to make this man commit. A lot of times these men don't even want to be married, but we have to force that upon them. They don't want to be married. They don't want to fully commit. And I feel like how the stage that I want to be in, I want to marry my best friend.
Yes.
I don't want to marry a boyfriend. How I said, what the heck is a boyfriend? That's goofy stuff to me. I would want to marry my best friend, and that's what we should get to that stage. We do not have to have sex in order to be in love, in order to be in an entanglement.
Yes.
I think that's how you get in an entanglement, is giving yourself so early on to a person that don't belong to you.
And then you have it creates these expectations that are not even realistic because, honey, you had sex with this person, but you didn't do nothing before that. So now the sex is strong. Sex is an exchange of energy. I don't care how you try to put it. After you have sex with someone, you're either feeling great or you're feeling like shit. Ooh. There's no in between. It's one way or the other. You loved it or you hated it. So it's like you're exchanging that energy and you recognize that exchange, but yet you're confused as to why day 2 you had sex, but day 3 y'all are not together. Mm-hmm. But it's like you don't even know how many times and you don't even have to take it to sex, but how many times have you been around with someone and thinking they're cool with you and everything? They don't know your middle name. They don't know your family members. They don't know how many siblings you have. They don't know what your life goals are, but yet you're sleeping with them.
And that's a full, how you say, transfer of energy.
Yes.
Body connection, and we treat it so lightly. That is nothing to tread lightly over.
It's not.
That is some serious stuff you playing with. You playing with God over here, because you can make a whole nother life with it. Or you can get a whole sexually transmitted disease from it. Or a soul tie. So it's like, pick your poison. And luckily, sometimes God just be blessing us with a child instead of having this long-term disease with the person. It's just so we can finally realize the power of sex.
A child will do it. Let me tell you, a child will do it. A child will make you realize some things you never thought about before. But yes, that and for my son, that is what made me. He is what made me realize, like, you know what, this is deeper than that. You know, like, you are creating an entire life, and no one wants to create life with someone that they're not going to be with, but the reality of the situation is it happens all the time. I'm in that situation myself. Like, me and my son's father are not together. So it's like you get caught up in this situation, and then boom, now you have these results, and you just have to deal with it. So it's like my son, having him kind of made me take a couple steps back. Like, let's just slow down. Let's just get to know each other. Let's not put too much pressure on the situation. If I'm not overpouring myself into you, whatever you're doing is not affecting me, because I have not shorthanded myself to be, you know, just over consumed with whatever you're doing in life.
Yes, to be attached in that type of way. And how you spoke about earlier, like, and once we have sex, now I'm wondering, what are you doing? If you
what are you doing?
Like, now you got me on 10 stalking your page, seeing what you up to. That pull-up game be strong.
Yes.
When they go missing, it makes you do some things that you are not normally gonna do when you put sex on the table.
Yes.
I realize that is truly an entanglement. That can really get you up entangled with it.
Yes.
And ladies, I just want us to close out with encouragement of how do we let go of an entanglement.
Go to therapy.
We are like,
Go to therapy. Like, people have so many like misconceptions on mental health and getting yourself together. You do not have to lose a loved one. An emotional soul tie, breaking up with somebody, you still go through the grieving process of losing that relationship or that soul tie. Even if you don't feel like it was a big thing or it was important or whatever, the fact that you went through so many changes within it, you have to learn how you need to equip yourself, even if you don't decide to go to therapy, because all advice is not good advice. I just want to throw that out there too. If you need help, Go to somebody
qualified
to give you advice. Look at the person who you're talking to, because this is a big thing. When I went through my divorce and stuff too, look at the person's life and situation that they're in before you ask them for advice on your stuff. But I say therapy.
Yeah, that's
Go
real.
online. If it needs to be anonymous, fine. Find an online little thing, pen pal, virtual something, or find somebody that you can trust and confide in. And sometimes you don't even need to ask them to give advice. Ask them to listen. Letting stuff out sometimes just makes you feel better. Writing it down, rereading it, you be like, I did that. I went through that. Like, it gives you a perspective on, like, I really experienced this. Like, maybe I do need to step back and change.
And right in that, I would say is accepting the period of not being okay. Like, people, you go from a breakup, and then some people are so fast to run into something else because, like, okay, this didn't work out, let me find something that does. But it's like, you really have to, when you choose to unite yourself with someone and it doesn't work out for whatever reason, and then you just jump back into something else, it's like you're not taking the time to hear the lessons that were there for you and really apply them and grow from them. So it's just like, accept that you're not going to be okay for it. You know, it doesn't have to be an indefinite amount of time, but just give yourself the space to just grieve that process. So if you choose therapy, choose therapy. If you choose I'm a blocker. I'm a blocker. I'm gonna tell you now. Like, I'm the type of person, like, if we're done and we have mutually agreed that we are done, I'm not gonna talk to you to death about it. I wish you the best, but you'll never hear from me again. Like, you can reach out to me and show love on social media if you want to. I'm always have that respect and love for you, but I'm a blocker.
Yeah,
but it's no need for us to communicate.
That can be great for people to just, I don't need to see you. We need to see what you up to.
Yes.
I'm alive. I am well. Just to get that negativity off you.
And then you can always come back when you're healed and you're ready to just be like, okay, now the space is open. The space is clear for us to just be mutually respected.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, I have nothing for you.
Man, that's just, I have nothing for you.
I'm not gonna block you. I'm gonna unfollow you and still let you follow me so you can see me heal and grow.
Literally, you're gonna see this go. But no, I would find myself, I would probably have to do that too, because I would find myself just checking and see what you up to.
Yeah, or just, you just care so much. So it's like, especially in the early stages when you're first, like, fresh out of it, it's just like, okay, I know how I am, and I am like, when I'm with someone, homie, we together, like we are in this. So it's like, I have to create that space for myself and create those boundaries, because so I'll be just lost in the thought. Yes, blocked.
You're gonna get blocked. But dang, this entanglement topic was real.
Yes.
It is just, it was really a great sister talk, for real. And just learning how to heal ourselves as men and women, because it's okay to be alone. It's okay to figure out who you are.
Absolutely. It's necessary. It's essential.
Yeah, so don't look down upon yourself if you are single and you're not in a relationship, because I know when holidays come around, we feel some type of way.
Yes.
Because that makes us feel less than. But it's okay to get your stuff in order before you jump in somebody's bed and jump in somebody else's life.
Absolutely.
Let's normalize that. I'm trying to say, let's normalize self-development.
Yes.
Instead of entanglement. Y'all, can you just leave us off with your Instagrams one more time and how we can connect with you ladies?
So, again, my name is Helena. You can reach me on Instagram at is_still_a_rose. And my company, Body Varsity, you can find me on Instagram at Body Varsity.
Yeah.
Tasia, again, all your marketing, digital needs, I'm the girl for it, content and all of the sorts. My Instagram is I am Tasia. That's EYE, like your third eye, AMTAJHA.
Yes, ladies, this was amazing. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, for talking this talk with your girl. We're going to be back at it with another one. Thank you guys. Bye.